Welcome to the Wargamerist. We're here today with the tournament in review. It's one that's always exciting for me because I help run it. It is an RTT, just a one-day, 3-game event in our local town, just north of London. And I'll be taking the Drukhari. I haven't had much time to change or rethink about lists since Coventry GT, if you watch that video. So I'm going to be very boring and take the same one. But we have had a hand in planning this event. So they're a little bit different to the standard UK TC ones, which is good, I think. Still the standard maps, but slightly different tweak on the missions. But as always, we'll take you through the army and then take you on the day, kind of round by round, and come back and summarize and see where we're at. So let's dive into the list. So taking the Darkkin today, the Drukhari, the Codex has brought a lot of change with that. Pain tokens are still the army rule, but the way pain tokens generated and spent are slightly different. So a quick summary is that you gain a pain token in your command phase, you gain a pain token when an enemy unit is destroyed for any reason, or if they fail a battle shock test for any reason. So you tend to not have many to start with, but you get a slow burn and you end up with loads at the end, I always find. Maybe I'm just not using them right. And then in the way they're spent, every unit has an ability, but they also have a pain ability. So you spend them now instead of before, I think it was at the beginning of a phase, now you spend it when that unit activates, which is really powerful because you can only start a phase with one. So let's start the shooting phase with just one pain token. You can spend that to shoot something and get a pain token back because you destroyed a model, right? Destroyed an enemy, and then you can use that on the next one, and so on and so forth. You can cascade it. You used to be able to do a little bit like this with Chronos if you were able to roll a 4-up on a regular basis. But yeah, so, and the detachment I'm going to take is Reapers Wager. I know, boo, everyone's taking it. It is the meta choice. I think there are some good builds in Spectacle of Spite. I've played that recently for a friendly tournament and it was great fun. The Cartel is also really good fun, but I think the consistency of most of your stuff hitting on 3s and rerolling 1s from Reaper's Wager detachment rule is just better statistically. And the detachment, the strategies that come with it are quite good as well. So the Warlord will be Lelith this time. It's the first time I've really been able to take her as the Warlord S, because normally it's an Archon because of the Vect ability. The Archon no longer has that. So Lelith will be running around with 5 Wyches in a Venom, classic Lelith. The 5 Wyches have a bit of a glow up. They now have some with gladiatorial weapons, which are higher strength, higher attacks. She will have all of those ones plus the Hekatrix in there, basically, in a Venom. The other leaders I have an Archon, as I mentioned. He will have the Archraider, I believe it's called, enhancement, which will allow him to scout 9 inches if he's in a transport. So he will likely be with a unit of Kabalites that is then split by a Venom, classic. We'll put all the heavy weapons with him, so he can scout 9, move 14, get out, shoot something. The Archon's rule is now rerolling all hits for the unit, if empowered, and the Kabalite's rule is rerolling 1s to wound if it's empowered, but rerolling all hits if the enemy's on objective. So if you do quite well with it, you get out your Venom, reroll all hits, reroll all wounds, get back in your Venom at the end of the day. So it's quite a nice little annoying unit for skirting around early doors. And the blade and the soul trap on the Archon means he kills a lot of stuff. Ends up with like 7 attack, strength 6 at the end of it. Then we've got Drazhar with 5 Incubi. I mean, Drazhar just kills so much on his own. He's amazing now. What a glow up on the Codex. Quite a complex unit because I think he has 2 or 3 abilities. They have a couple of abilities. I've just got to sit down and remember it when they get to combat. But it's really, really good because you get +1 to wound. I think you get to battle shock things. It's a great unit, and just the output is fantastic, right? They get that +1 to wound, so it's quite good for going into slightly higher toughness targets as well. But again, -2 damage, slaughters through a lot of stuff quickly. The last character is Lady Malys. She's not going to go with anything. I find putting her with stuff she gets put in positions she doesn't want to be in, and you really want to keep her around for her Vectora, +1 CP if you're within 12 inches for the enemies using stratagems, a bit like a Caladius or like the Archon used to be. And if you throw her in too soon, she dies and she's not good. However, her combat is quite good. On her main sword, it's -3 damage. She's a Terminator killer, so she's pretty good. She also lets you redeploy 3 units. Now, that's very well if the opponent doesn't have indirect, because on her own she will get killed by indirect, because she has to be on the board. I think the FAQ was ruled that to use that ability, she has to be on the board, not in a boat, despite what the data card says. All right. Anyway, she'll be in a Venom with all on the board, depending on my opponent, and then there'll be 5 other Wyches in that Venom with her just separately. So that is 4 Venoms, really. It gives me a lot of flexibility, a bit of redundancy as well, because Venoms die 6 wounds, toughness 6. They die quite easily, right? Beyond this, there's 5 spare Kabalites in there somewhere. All right. There's 2 units of 5 Mandrakes. Again, really good. Bit annoying that you have to spend the pain token to pick them up at the end of the enemy's turn, but the low knot 18 is really good for just hiding until you really need them. I've got 2 units of Scourge, don't leave home without them. 1 with Dark Lances and 1 with Haywire, which I don't normally take. But I haven't got Talos, so that's probably why. I've got 6 Reaver Jackbikes. 2 of them have got the Melter Guns, what are they called, Heat Lance. I'm really struggling with this unit. I think they are great for getting in the way, blocking out areas of the board, because they move 16. Their pain ability allows them to auto-advance 8, so you're looking at like 24 inches, which is really good, but they just don't really kill as much, and they don't stick around as long, even though they're 2 wounds, 4 toughness 4, right? They get in the way, a bit like the Beast Pack used to do, but just not as durable. So I don't know, maybe I'll switch them out for something else in the future, but quite a good tech piece, turn 1, turn 2. Last one is 3 Ravengers. Kind of don't leave home without them. Great along the back lines for coming in turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, for deleting big things. And don't mind if you have 3 and if you lose 1, because you've still got another 2. And they weirdly survive on 1 or 2 wounds, much to my opponent's frustration. The really last one, which has been my MVP, is 10 Hellions. These are so good, and they are so undercosted, 170 points. Take you through it. So 10 of them, so they get 3 attacks each base. They move 14 inches, they have deep strike, they have grenades, they have smoke, so you can use those strategies on them. Anyway, 3 attacks each at strength, I think it's strength 4 naturally. You empower them, they gain an extra attack and an extra strength, so you're strength 5, 40 attacks, -1, 2 damage. They also have sustained, and of course you're rerolling 1s for the detachment rule anyway, and they have lance. So they kill vehicles. Not Lance. Yeah, Lance actually, because of the +1. They kill vehicles, they kill war dogs, they've killed greater demons for me before. And then because they're a unit of 10 and they're 2 wounds toughness 4, which is strong for an elf, they stick around for the next cycle. So they are savage. They are a really good threat for keeping in the back, rapid ingressing and flying up a flank and deleting things on that exposed flank. So that's it. I'll take you on the day. Talk through it then.
So round 1 of Hemel Hempstead pitched into Space Wolves, playing an unusual detachment, Saga of the Beast Slayer. We're playing Sweeping Engagement map, and we're playing Scorched Earth, so an unusual setup. He went first, so he had to come out and get me. He's actually a good friend, we've played a few times, and someone from a team that I've played on before. But the detachment was new to me. Some nice tricks with being able to Blood Surge into me, for CP also being able to reactive move, but I think I kind of whittled it down. It wasn't a really high scoring game. I think it was like 79, 50 something, but going second on Scorched Earth was great. I got round the flank, got Lelith and my Archon onto his home objective, burnt it. I didn't do a lot in my last turn apart from just burning objectives and secondaries. So overall a win. Let's see where we go next. Round 2 for Hemel Hempstead, pitched into another friend of mine. It always happens when you play locally, you always come against people you know, also from the same team. He's playing Emperor's Children, again a really good player. I went first on this, and the mission was Crucible of Battle Hidden Supplies, so you only score in the middle objectives. It was quite tight, but I had to just go full send. There was a particular really bad turn for him, I think, where he missed 3 out of his 4 charges. So it left Drazhar alive, it left Lelith in her boat alive, it left all my Hellions alive, and they just swept through. I think turn 4 he ended up with a Lord, a Demon Prince, and 1 small man unit 5. So it was just picking up stuff at the end there. So quite a high score for me, 89 to 30, I think. So a solid win. Let's see what we get in round 3. round 3 of Hemel Hempstead, up at table 2, pitched into yet again another friend of mine with Grey Knights. Look, super lovely guy, one of the nicest players around. We were playing Search and Destroy map on Terraform. I went first, which is always quite annoying against Grey Knights players because they can start picking stuff up immediately. We had to play really cagey. A lot of the game I had to really spread out, really thin, but every time you could come on a flank and just kill stuff. So it whittled me away quite well. It got to turn 4 and we almost ran out of time. So we had to speed run turn 5. But I think I was winning at the bottom of turn 4, but I wasn't accepting it because I think basically he had so much left on the table. I had basically nothing. So we quickly ran it through on Terraform and he managed to hold 4 objectives at the end, plus terraform almost everything, plus do his secondaries. So it ended up a loss to me by about 7 points. I think it was 89-82, but super good game, and that's it. So back from Hemel Hempstead, the RTT, it was great fun. Lots of good people. I think it was about 24 players in total. So small, but still great fun. Good feedback from everybody. 3 really good games. Now it was a bit unfortunate that I've just played people that I will play naturally, but again, they're friends, so it's quite fun actually. And it was easy to play them because I could then focus on helping run the tournament as well as play, right? But a very intense day, Space Wolves, Emperor's Children, and then sort of 3D chess with the Grey Knights at the end. But I'm overall quite chuffed. I think I came 4th, something like that. In the end, I think the Drukhari still hold up. They're still solid. Reapers Wager is still the best way to go with the consistency of rerolling wands. List, what didn't work, I still really struggle with the bikes. They're 100, I think they're 130 points for the 6. The only time they were useful is really just to block stuff in, which seems a bit of a waste. They're really good against the Emperor's Children for blocking them in to stop them coming through. And against the Grey Knights, but Grey Knights just zap around. So could they be switched out for something? Could I downgrade them to just 3 for a bit of tactical secondaries? The Scourge are 130 points. I could have another unit of Scourge in there. Not sure. So what I could do is take out the bikes, put another unit of Scourge in, the Dark Lancers, and that'll allow me to take a Ravager out, which is 115, and put a Solitaire in. And I'm really wanting to try and put the Solitaire in. So that may be the next build. 3 Scourge, 2 Ravengers, a Solitaire, get rid of the bikes. Lady Malys still did really well, actually. I'm surprised at her. Again, very annoying with her Vector, and when she gets into combat, -3 damage, dev wounds, not something to be sniffed at. Hellions did really well. I think I misplayed the Hellions in the last game against the Grey Knights, because it turns out if you leave Terminators with the Apothecary alive, they just respawn. More of them come back. And that maybe was an 8-point swing at one point as well, which is really annoying. But again, they killed so much stuff against the Emperor's Children, Space Wolves. They did the business. I think Hellions are going to get points rise. But overall, 3 good games, and see you next time.